Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Monday, December the 8th, the year's 2025. Let's talk trading, weekly, open, and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. As always, have risk management in place so you don't lose more than you're willing to lose while trading. So let's go ahead. Let's just take a quick look at the week. So far, dashboard shows all the open gaps have filled. Right now, the pound's a little over 8 pips below the weekly open, 29 off the high and 12 off the low. And you can see here we're above the opening range for the month. We're putting in the opening range for the week, and we're still well above the opening range for the year. And for the year, we're 806 pips above the yearly open. We're 1,218 off the low, and we are 472 off the high. And notice once again, we have not pushed that monthly or the yearly range for the last 4+ months. We had a weekly inside bar 7 weeks ago. We are in that range. And we had a daily inside bar 11 days ago, and we're above that range. And we had a monthly inside bar 23 months ago, and we're well above that range. And there's not too much inside bar action according to the dashboard. For today, only 41 pips of range for the pound. Let's see, the beast pound yen's leading with 111, pound New Zealand 104, and then dollar yen coming in second place with 108 pips, and no other pairs are over 100. What an off day. Wow. I wonder what everybody's waiting for. You can see the buy zone paid off in the Asian session. This was probably just the gap down with that open gap there. Usually don't even trade the first few hours because the spread's crazy. But if you like the spread and you like to play that open gap fill, you try and catch price when it's down and the spread isn't too bad, and then you can ride it up or down depending on the gap. You can see here we came out of the buy zone here a couple hours ago. It looked like it wanted to go up but didn't quite make it. Here you can see, I think it stalled. Yeah, it stalled at 38, just below the launch pad. A clue was it hit the launch pad here and failed to launch. Notice this big bar here. It got filled, or the return bar. Price came back to that open. In the past hour or so, you see we've gone through the short zone or sell zone. Or if you just wanted to play the weekly open cross, you could have nicked it for, a few pips going both ways. Range is too low to trade the rats zones. Bambino Flex indicator said to go short. Couple that with the pivot trading plan. It said to be short near the pivot, and that short would have paid off a couple of times. So we took out the daily pivot. You can see we had a missed daily pivot 2 days ago, but we're heading towards it. We haven't quite taken out the weekly pivot. We've missed it by 7 pips so far, but we might be able to take that out today. And the monthly pivot, we missed that by 7 pips so far this month. We'll see if we can take it out. We got to get, let's see, the monthly open was at 32.17. So we've got a few pips to go before we hit that. We're going to take out that monthly pip at 139 pips. In and out of the upper wick zone, in and out of the lower wick zone. So anybody trading wick zones have paid off. But notice this number's dropped all the way down to 65, but it's still good odds. Statistically speaking, that is. And remember, I think one time it hit 80 or more. A weekly range at 41, 0 percentile. That should be obvious. And looking at the simple price action chart here, you can see the last 6 bars, M30 paid range 10 or more. So there were pips to be made. Notice here price hit the previous day's open and reversed. Lower high, higher low. You can see we had a trigger here, ran all the way up, and then we had a trigger right here. See, it waffled, then it came down. Nice move to the downside, pick up a handful of pips. You can see you had a gap down, price filled the gap and continued back. Okay, let's see here. We're just starting the week. What do we have so far on the week? Price between the wick zones, fade the pivot sell, lower high, higher low, inside bar so far. Looking back to the simple price action chart, you can notice here how many times price bounced off of this previous day low, Friday's low at 33.16. So it looks like somebody was loading up there and price moved up. Somebody loaded, but then this support broke down. Then it almost became resistance. And that's the story we like to tell ourselves. And we just started a new M30 candle. So maybe we could switch over to the M1. We didn't quite get to that lowest high. We probably got to where Walmart likes to trade, the midpoint of a big body. So you can see that right there. Price moving up nicely here. One ball, that means if I was in the trade, I'd be exiting. Because one balls always seem to reverse on me. Now, if it turns to a 2 really quickly, that's when I might stay in. But sometimes it behooves one to get out. But as you can see here, it moved another pip or two. And that was a nice range on that. That's what, 3.1 pips it looks like. I'd be curious to see. Okay, so we had an inside bar. We had a flip-flop box. Went above indicator 2, turned green. And you can see here it hit that previous day's low, which was support. Now it's looking like that's a resistance area. And this is why, as traders, you can't be greedy. Now, once again, I'm a call us a scalper or a intraday trader, but not a swing. Now, if somebody's looking, to go long term, say M15 or M30, they might be in these trades for a longer time. And, everything's relative. So, to somebody trading off a weekly chart, things like daily, anything below daily is probably quote unquote noise. People trading off of monthly charts think weeks, days is definitely noise. But then us traders who, look at M1, all that movement in the noise, well, that's where we make our money. Those small movements that sometimes we can see very well and sometimes we can't. And it's funny because, I started saying that, price is the same on all chart periods, meaning that if I switch chart period, the price that you see isn't going to change just because I switched the chart period. What changes are maybe the values of indicators, if you're drawing trend lines, they might change. But, or if you're plotting off of opens, the daily opens different from the monthly open, different from the hourly open. But it's just so many people are what I would say traders are under the delusion that, there's these magic time frames or something. And, anything, more than a tick chart, a one tick chart, is just data compression. Because we're looking at, certain points over a certain time period. So in the M5 time period, we pick out the close, the high, the open, the low, and we mark those. But there's a lot of stuff that happens in between. So it's just data compression because it's the same data, but it gets compressed to different levels. So, you take all this with a grain of salt because, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. But there's just certain logical, mathematical, physical realities. And the whole thing about data compression, you can't, there's no refuting it. That's what it is. And once you understand that, then you start to see charts slightly differently. And I saw something. They said if you want to be extraordinary, something to the effect that if you want to be extraordinary, you have to be different. You have to blaze your own trail. You can't do what other people do, or you're just going to get the mediocre, average standard results. And, that just goes to say, like I always say, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.